Well, let's move on. The 39th president of the United States, Jimmy Carter, has died. The Carter Center making the announcement yesterday afternoon, announcing his death in his hometown of Plains, Georgia. While no cause of death immediately given, Carter has been in hospice care since February of last year. President Biden reacting yesterday.
Some look at Jimmy Carter and see a man of a bygone era, with honesty and character, faith and humility. It mattered. But I don't believe it's a bygone era. I see a man not only of our times, but for all times. Someone who embodied the most fundamental human values we can never let slip away.
President-elect Trump writing this on Truth Social, quote, "While I strongly disagreed with him philosophically and politically, I also realized that he truly loved and respected our country and all it stands for. He worked hard to make America a better place, and for that I give him my highest respect." Todd Pyro, there's so many, he was a one-term president, and he had a lot of stumbles during his presidency. It was what he did after his presidency that really does make him, many say, the example of how to lead the nation, even out of office, which he did.
Because there was one common theme to basically everything he did after he left office. And it wasn't necessarily policy like we debate on this show and the rest of the shows on cable networks. It was helping humanity. That was his focus from the moment that he left office. And you look at Habitat for Humanity. I'm not trying to really do a play on words here on a somber morning like this, but it shows that he cared deeply about his fellow man and his fellow woman. He was a deeply religious individual. And from a policy perspective, yes, he got a lot wrong during those 4 years when he was president. But afterward, he got a lot right, and it benefited so many people. And I think that's why this morning there's such an outpouring of support for this man and his legacy from people all across the spectrum, including Donald Trump there. And Donald Trump acknowledging the humanity of one Jimmy Carter there.
Yeah, saying Trump saying I disagree with him, but when it comes to politics, but you have to honor how much he obviously loved the United States of America.
Absolutely. In fact, it reminds me a lot of ways, Todd, to your point, that he's best remembered for the work he did outside of his presidency. It reminds me a lot of other presidents like Hoover, who helped feed Europe. Right? We forget that he was in charge, effectively, of getting food to a war-ravaged continent after the First World War. He literally kept millions of people from starving. Grant is best remembered for the Civil War. He's best remembered for dismantling the KKK while he was president. So a lot of these folks are not necessarily remembered for their public policy successes. They're remembered more so, as you said, for their humanitarian efforts.
We're going to be highlighting the presidency of Jimmy Carter throughout the morning on the program.